Shooting took place last night here in Baltimore City, right across the street. We'll have more details later on, but at the scene right now is Uncut News Baltimore, Uncut News National. I'm Larry Wallace. My number 443-832-0375. I'm standing here on a corner of Whitmore and Emerson Avenue, the 2600 block of Emerson Avenue. I was here last night, but I couldn't get this close. So now I'm here again this morning. You know, when is it going to stop? When is everything going to stop? Us come together. So I was at another scene last night on Monroe Street, Monroe and McHenry. Allegedly, what I heard, a 38-year-old got shot, two 14-year-olds got shot. Two 14-year-olds, an 18-year-old, and a 38-year-old. This was on Monroe Street, off of Monroe and McHenry. Right there, going to South Baltimore, where the crab, where we get crabs from, the crab houses, right down there. Now, that happened around 7 o'clock last night, like 4 people shot. To my understanding, I did hear him say a non-life threatening was down there. And of course, I got there 3 hours late because I didn't know anything about it. But right after that, they said something just happened up here last night. And I don't know what happened. I don't know how many people shot. I don't know anything. I'm just coming back from last night. Went home, got 4 hours sleep. Now I'm up. So The yellow tape is still laying down, which I do not approve. I do not approve of this yellow tape. I do not approve after crime scenes when they leave, detectives or police or whoever responsible for this. I do not like when it's left out like this. I don't. Now, if it was downtown Baltimore, the yellow tape would never been left out like this. If it was downtown Baltimore, the yellow tape would not be out there like this. How you doing? All right. You know, a shooting happened last night. A shooting happened here last night, right at this, over there. And I was saying the yellow tape still left out, but if it was downtown, they'd take that yellow tape up. So the guy was looking at me, so I just tell him what happened. I always been talking about after crime scenes in certain neighborhoods, they leave yellow tape. High profile neighborhood, they make sure all the yellow tape is removed from all poles. And not like this. Not like that. I know y'all see the yellow tape. I'm totally against it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm totally against it. But look, I mean, I'm totally against yellow tape at crime scenes still left down after the crime scene is gone. I mean, if y'all been following me for years, I've been talking about this for years, about leaving yellow tape. So I'm gonna listen to WBAL. Um, Cause I wanna hear what he talking about. So hello everyone, hello.
Person or are mad at the person or like it's just crazy. But I'm gonna get into this story. So Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, says in a new lawsuit filed last week, Thursday, that he saw Joe have sex with underage girls who were 15 to 16 years old. But Fat Joe says the allegations are BS. In documents obtained by TMZ, TA claims there were at least two minor females that Fat Joe had sexual relations with and another that he allegedly fell in love with. TA's attorney claims that a 16-year-old Dominican girl would perform sex acts on Joe in exchange for cash, clothing, and cell phone bill payments. His attorney also claims that Fat Joe started a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old Caucasian girl after meeting her at an overseas concert. They say Fat Joe flew her to New York and Miami multiple times and paid for her to get a BBL because her body was adolescent and not fully formed. TA claims that she is not.
Let me turn on to 1090.
you want to call the experts. Horizon Services, they have the expertise to solve any of the plumbing problems I just described because they've seen it all. Horizon Services has same-day services, and
This the
they make
news
sure
right here.
that you're comfortable, fast, and in a hurry. And if it's a bigger job than that, say a water heater installation, Horizon Services has money-saving warranties, rebates, and flexible payment options for you and your home. With Horizon Services, the job is going to be done right the very first time. So, click a call day or night. Horizon Services will be available for you 24/7. Book today, knowing with Horizon Services, help is on the way. Schedule your visit right now at horizonservices.com. That's horizonservices.com.
WBAL News Radio.
Traffic and weather.
Brought to you by Jones Junction.
Well, starting to see more traffic volume along the Harbor Tunnel Thruway heading south. Starting now, this time from Boston Street. Your jam's solid as you travel south toward the Harbor Tunnel. No reports of any incidents or accidents. Looks like it's just volume related for now. 95 also seeing delays off and on from Eastern Avenue, making your way into the Fort McHenry Tunnel. The Beltway, not too bad. Just a brief slowdown on the outer loop between 795 and Liberty Road, anticipating that scheduled road work in about maybe 2 hours for lane, and so you're going to see that work being done. But for now, as you get past Liberty Road on the outer loop, you're back up to speed, making your way over toward Catonsville. A little sluggish along the BW Parkway south between Arundel Mills Boulevard and 175, and the construction set up now. 95 north, just north of Maryland 24 up in Hartford County. The right lane is closed there. That's causing a little bit of a delay as you head up toward the Travel Plaza. I'm Tony Thornton, WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
WBAL TV 11.
Weather.
It's another alert day as the heat wave continues. Once again, temperatures approach 100 this afternoon, but because it's very humid, it feels like we're nearing 110, which puts us at risk of heat illness. You'll want to drink plenty of water, and take breaks in the shade or the air conditioning. Also check on others, including pets. The hottest part of the day, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Clear, warm, and humid tonight with a low of 79. Tomorrow, sunny and very hot again in the upper 90s, but there could be a few isolated storms later in the day. I'm meteorologist Ava Marie on WBAL News Radio 1090 and FM 101.5.
Jones Junction will service your vehicle no matter where it's purchased, any make and any model, and online anytime at jonesjunction.com.
C4 and Brian Neiman.
Baltimore's live and local radio show.
WBAL News Radio 1090.
What's up,
FM
people?
101.5 and the WBAL radio app.
Well, in another 6-3 decision,
Yes.
something Brian, we're going to be seeing a lot of these when it comes to the United States Supreme Court. The 6, you want to say, conservative-leaning justices cleared the way yesterday for President Donald Trump to resume, which had been placed on temporary hold by another federal judge, his plan to use third-party countries to receive migrants if they can't go back to the countries they're supposed to go back to, don't want to take them back, to send them there. Remember we had talked about Rwanda and some other countries
South
in Africa,
Sudan.
that President Trump has said we're going to basically send a lot of the migrants that we have taken in to mass deportation effort who are here in the country illegally and send them to other countries. Well, they ran into a roadblock from a lower court federal judge, but the Supreme Court said that for now, until the case makes it all the way to their desk, they lifted that blockage and you can continue to do that. So the question really is going to be, Brian, at this point, you know, is there going to be any action by Congress on any of this stuff? Because right now, you know, a lot of people do think, if you're going to send, I don't want to just dump some people into some hellhole country just because they're here in the country illegally.
First of all, this only affects convicted criminals.
Yeah, for now. But we've seen this thing. Right now, Brian, we have 60-some thousand people in custody that are here in the country legally. All of them are not convicted criminals.
Right.
They're here over deportation orders and other things like that. Some of the people that got sent down to CCA were not like violent criminals.
Well, the Supreme Court decision yesterday says that the administration can deport convicted criminals to third countries. So that means someone who's in this country, who has been convicted of a crime and who is illegally in the country, can be deported to a country that is not their home country.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not losing sleep over that. I think that's absolutely the right ruling. So you have somebody who is from, let's just pick a country, from Venezuela.
All right.
And they have committed a crime. That crime may be third-degree sexual assault.
Okay, let's say it is.
He is convicted of this crime. We know he is in the country illegally.
Right.
He will say that he can't go back there because of whatever reason will happen to him. So they say, fine, you can't go to Venezuela? We'll send you to Colombia.
Well, let's say Venezuela doesn't want him. It doesn't have to be that. Venezuela says we're not going to accept him.
Then you don't have to accept him. We'll find another country where we can take him, and he is no longer in our country because he's illegally in our country. I mean, that makes perfect sense to me that they would allow this to do this. This notion that people are not going to get due process is absolutely laughable to me. First of all, he's already been in a court of law. He's been in front of a judge. He's been convicted of the crime. We know what his immigration status is, and the immigration courts.
Of a crime. The more I read this, though, Brian, it doesn't have to be a sexual offense or anything else like that. You can basically violate your deportation removal order, and that's your charge.
Convicted criminals.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
That means if you violated your deportation, like you're supposed to leave the country, you don't, you overstay, that's a crime. That's a crime.
I mean, convicted criminal, maybe you're right about that, but I think they're talking more about people who have been convicted of crimes.
Yeah, now, but I'm saying,
you overstay your visa and you're here illegally, and if that's considered a crime,
it is a crime.
Okay. I mean, don't do it.
All this stuff
I'm just saying, though, that
look,
while
folks,
I agree with the mass, I have never disagreed with
I'll
the
be
Trump
back.
mass deportation effort. I just
Follow
think
me
that
on
we are sending
Facebook,
people
Larry
to God
Wallace.
knows where, and someplace that we don't know any. You just don't.